Hello, Scott here from Southwest Boxing Media. Just waiting on Ciaran now to jump into the meeting. We are with Paddy Barnes today. Let me just move my screen down a bit. That's a bit better so I can see properly. So yeah, just waiting on Ciaran to join us now. I think they're both in the room. Let's have a little look. This is the first time we've done this before. Ciaran's just about to join us now. Is he come in? There he is.
How are we? Welcome everybody. Ciaran and Scott here from Southwest Boxing Media. Jumping on together today, Scott, aren't we?
We are, and do you know what? Paddy is a very precise guy. He's already waiting in the waiting room for a ski.
Oh, that's perfect. That's what we like to hear. Well, we have got Mr. Paddy Barnes joining us today, who is a boxer born in Belfast and is a former two-time Olympic bronze medalist. And someone we've been very much looking forward to speaking to, haven't we, Scott?
Yeah, definitely, mate. You know, like we said, his amateur career is pretty unbelievable. Even his professional career, he's fought for a world title. So, it's definitely, no mug key is he, to be honest.
Oh, definitely. And I think what's interesting as well is, although he's retired now, he's certainly got his hands on, different ventures and looking into different things, which I'm looking forward to hearing about.
Yes, so should we get him on?
Without further ado, let's do it, Scott.
Okay. Hopefully this will work.
Keep our fingers crossed.
We do like a technical glitch here at Southwest Boxing Media.
Yeah, we are partial to one, aren't we?
Yeah, we do like we've had a few technical glitches over the last few months, haven't we?
Let's look.
There he is.
Hello, boys.
Paddy, how are you, mate? You all good?
Chamoy.
Oh!
Oh, mate, fair play. How are you, Paddy? How's lockdown been for you, mate?
Not the best, to be honest with you. Trying to work from home is an absolute nightmare, especially if you have kids.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. Goes without saying. Has there been sort of any positives you've been able to take from a negative situation?
The only positive I suppose I could take is I'm healthy and I'm not dead.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
I couldn't agree more with you, Pad. So we always like to start asking, boxers, why boxing? Was it purely to keep fit, or was it to keep you off the streets? How did you sort of get into it, Pad?
To be honest, I choose boxing because one day my friends were walking to the club and I was playing football on the street and it was raining. So I decided to go down. That was a Wednesday night. And on the Sunday, I had my first fight. And I used to go to a place called Glass, which we County Down in Ireland. And my uncle owned the club. So every weekend I would go down and train with my cousins. So because my cousins done it, my friends done it, I just tried to fit in.
Were you sort of a boxing fan yourself, Paddy? I mean, did you watch it on telly and things? A bit of an enthusiast, or not really?
Not really. But I remember from like my earliest memory would have been watching Barrera and Morales fights.
Great fights.
Unbelievable. My dad made me watch them, but I wasn't really not that I wasn't a big boxing fan. I wasn't entirely a massive sports fan. Like, I love sport, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it. But like, I always remember like boxing ways watching Ricky Hatton, and I used to love him. He's my hero, and I could never like grasp why Ricky Hatton only fought once every 5 months. Like, why can't he be on next week? Why can't he be on next week again? I always used to do my head in, but obviously when I grew up, I knew more about the sport, about training camps, and about how boxing worked. I understood why that there were long periods between fights.
Yeah, and there's definitely a difference, isn't it, Paddy, between the amateurs and the professional ranks. I mean, can you tell us a bit about? I know we know a lot about your amateur career, but can you tell us a bit about your amateur career?
Yeah, so amateur career kind of broke onto the scene when I was 19. I was 19. I won my first Irish senior title, and from there, uh, I went on to my first year wasn't the best. Lost a few Asian champion tournaments, sorry, and
Yeah.
actually lost my first ever tournament. I think was the Commonwealth Championships, which were in Glasgow, and I lost in the semi-finals to a boxer from Wales.
All right. Who was that? Do you remember?
That's ironic.
Yeah, it's Mona Sear.
I don't think I know him. Key, do you know him?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah,
No.
Mona Sear. He was actually very, very good. After he beat me, he went to a tournament and beat like the top 2 in the world. So after I lost to him, I went back. I went to the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne. That lost for a medal there, and I was determined. So at that stage, like, because I had a job in the post office, and I left it to go to the Commonwealth Games. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna go boxing the real go. So I trained my hardest and dedicated my life to the sport. And from there, I went to the World Championships for Ireland, qualified for Olympics, won bronze there. Then in 2009, I went to the World Championships in Milan, and I fought the fella from Kenya. And I think he beat me 19-4. I can't remember, but it was ridiculous. I gave him 2 styling counts. He had the points for them, right? I gave him a beating, and he had the points. But I remember because I went crazy. I threw the glove on the ground, kicked him, just missed the referee. This is all on YouTube. Just missed the referee. I was suspended for a while. So after I came back the following year, fresh, went to the European Championships, won them. That year, I won the Commonwealth Games as well. So that kind of set me up heading towards the next year, but it would be the qualifying year for London Olympics. And qualifying from them and obviously winning bronze. And then if I want to go on my career, like Glasgow, go to Commonwealth Games, and so forth.
Now you mentioned some of your outstanding achievements there, Paddy, and I mean, out of all of them, were there any sort of championships that stick out for you personally, out of all the medals that you won?
Yeah, definitely. If you look back at teams like any team from the Four Nations from the last 15 years, it's only recently that people like countries from Western Europe are winning European Championships. Like back from 2010 previous, like no one from here was winning medals at the Europeans. So for me to go to Russia and win a gold medal, for me that's my best achievement, because it was always dominated by Azerbaijan, Russia, all those sort of countries, and mine went to win that there. For me, it just stands above the rest.
Yeah, it's outstanding, mate.
I mean, Paddy, were you sick of the sight of that Chinese guy? Was it Zhu Ximin? I mean, you fought him a few times, didn't you?
Yeah, I fought him 3 times. Actually, the first time I fought him was in the World Championships in Chicago, and I didn't know who he was. My coaches refused to tell me. So I usually watch the opponents. Like we'd have like a night before the fights, the Irish team would have like analysis of the opponents, but they wouldn't show me for some reason. And I didn't care anyway, because I was making weight. I was cranky. I didn't care. And I went in. It was a good fight. He beat me 22-8. And afterwards, he told me who he was. Mate, well, it didn't do too bad. And I obviously in the semi-finals of Beijing Olympics. And
was it a count back? Did he beat you on a count back? Was that right?
That was in London, but in Beijing, he beat me 15-0. And I went mad again, obviously. That's all we do. But not because he beat me. He definitely beat me, no doubt about it. But it definitely wasn't 15-0. Like 12-4 maybe would have been our first score. And I was aggravated that I didn't score a point. I felt embarrassed because I'd never fought on TV before, like
Yeah.
fighting in front of all those fans, and that's going to point. So that's why I went crazy. But then, fate may it be, I fought him again at the London Olympics in the same stage, semi-finals, and it was 15 each. So 15-0 to 15 each. And
It's a big
again,
improvement, isn't it,
fight,
Pad?
yeah, again in that fight, I thought that he just shaded it. I thought he just beat me a bit. But then, when I went to count back, I was like, you know what? I've won this, because count back, as you may know, is like the most punches landed. And
Yeah.
if you score a point, 3 judges at the same time had to hit it. But I was throwing like 3-1 more than him. So I felt that I should have definitely got the nod.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I mean, after such a glittering amateur career, what made you go into the pro game? Was it money? Was there another reason why the pros?
Well, to be honest, with you, after Rio, I was my first Olympic Games. I was 29. I didn't get a medal at Rio, so my funding was going to be cut.
Yeah.
But I knew it was near the end of my career anyway. And MGM approached me before the Olympic Games and said that we're going professional. And I explained to them, listen, about my age. I've created history for Ireland as an amateur.
Yeah.
I would love to try and create history as a professional. So don't give me all these shitty journeymen. Like, throw me in the deep end. See where I am for a title away. And listen, if I get beat, I don't care. Like, having a Perry record means nothing to me. See if I fight the best and lose to the best, then I can live that. I don't care. I said, okay. So obviously I did fight a few bums, so to speak. But I needed to, because the way the pro system works, you need to fight a certain amount of rounds before you can push on the next level. And then my 5th fight, I fought a fella from Nicaragua for the WBO Intercontinental title, who had previously drew with world champion Quinter Rosales. So I think stopping him made me believe that I could win a world title. So obviously we got the fight with Rosales. I felt I was doing okay, but I think in the 4th round it proved that I'm just not tough enough for the pro game. Like I remember throwing the shot, it hit me, going down, and I couldn't breathe. I never hit that in my life, and the referee counting. I was like, Jesus, the bell going. Me, oh no way. I might give that a bell because I still can't get up.
Paddy, was that the hardest you've ever been hit then?
100%.
Definitely, mate, is it?
Like, I've been hit with Paddy Cast before, amateurs and pro, but like that was sore for about 2 hours. No joke.
That's mad, mate. Now, when you sort of look back, Paddy, on both sides of your career, so the amateurs and the pro game, which do you sort of look back more fondly upon, mate, would you say?
Definitely, for me, I'm more passionate about amateur boxing. You know, amateur boxing is me. Like, I only turned professional to try and like basically create a bit of history. My professional career, the belts that I've won there, I think I fought for world title in the 6th fight, like, which is obviously a good achievement. But for me, I didn't really care about pro boxing. It wasn't for me. It's not being a professional boxer or a professional world champion was never something I aspired to. It was always to win Olympic Games. Neither happened, but obviously, I had more success as an amateur because I was at top level for 15 years. I was only a pro for 2.5 years, but definitely, even when I'm older, I'll look back more on my amateur success.
Now, I know you boxed back in October 2019, Pad. Are the gloves, are they definitely hung up now, or do you think it could be tempted to come back?
Definitely not. You know what? Before I fought Jay Harris, I remember in sparring, Lee McGregor, a few others in Scotland, and obviously Lee McGregor's a very good fighter anyway, but
yeah,
I remember in sparring, like, he was throwing a jab, and sometimes the jab wasn't fast, and Ian Butcher as well, and I couldn't slip. Like, as an amateur, I was very good slipping countering and like slipping shots and like timing shots very well. But Lee McGregor, I remember his jabbing me, hit me, and hit me sometimes where shooting over me hit. And I just felt my reaction time getting a lot slower. And I was like, geez, if at my weight cut, at flyweight, speed is very important. And I just felt my body slowing down. And like, if your body's slowing down, like, what chance do you have to that level? Nothing whatsoever. You're only like I could fight on now and fight journeyman, but why? What's the point?
Yeah.
It's too hard of a sport.
Yeah, definitely. So there would never be, wouldn't say, Paddy, any sort of fight or fighter that could ever tempt you back, mate. It's definitely done for you, is it?
Definitely done 100%. Unless, obviously, a promoter said, here, Paddy, here's 50 grand to fight anyone. I'd say, get the black bing bag on again. Down the flyweight.
I mean, looking back on your pro career, reflecting on it, you proud of it, or do you feel you regretful, or do you think there's unfinished business? How would you sum it up, Pad?
No, people ask me this all the time. Do you regret it? I regret absolutely nothing because, like, I had the balls to do, but no one else done. Like, in my third fight, I was a fellow called Donny Netes and a few other good fighters, and I'm watching them now. I asked these guys in my third fight, and I watched them like fight last year. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Thank God my team never said yes to these because I'd get killed. But I wanted to fight the best of the way. Fast track myself the world title, and everything I wanted, I got, and I've no regrets and how I went about it. I tried in the field, and it's not sport, it's life. That's what happens.
What was sort of your career highlight, Paddy? Is it what you previously mentioned back in the amateurs? And also, equally as well, what was your toughest fight?
It's the same, a career high with definitely the European gold, but obviously the Olympic Games and Commonwealth Games gold were like they're all very, very good medals to have. And obviously it's a professional, fighting for a title in the third fight. But just the kind of achievements. But the toughest fight, in the amateurs, I fought a guy 3 times. He's actually the world champion at the minute. Nordine Bali from France.
I know,
he's a bantamweight champion. And like they were very, very close fights, but they're very, very tough. But so the fights are close, but I actually remember every sparring camp we would have. So Ireland would have like international camps. We would go to France and that. And in sparring, he used to give me some beatings. Like I used to be the corner. He used to just bother me all the time. I don't know why, but when someone asked me what toughest fight, I could go back to that because Nordine Bali is such a good fighter, hard puncher, very smart boxer, and it was always a hard fight against him.
I mean, what's the plans, for Paddy Barnes and boxing? We understand. Is it right you're a development officer, Paddy, for Ulster with the Irish Boxing Association? I mean, what's that role like for you at the moment? Yeah,
so before I fought a horse, I was actually in camp in Glasgow, and Tyrone McKenna texted me like a job thing, like what can you say?
Like an application.
Yeah, so
application was it? Yeah.
Yeah, he goes with the Paddy job going here, Ulster Boxing. So I applied for it. So I got a job before I actually fought a horse. So I knew I was in my last fight, win or lose against horse, unless obviously I probably would have world title shot, so I might never retired. But I got that third job, and what it entails is so it's a club development officer role, and also it's helping clubs like with their governance. They're running their clubs, fundraising for their clubs, affiliations, a thing called Club Mark. All just basically the running of their clubs and like promoting Ulster boxing.
Now, sort of sorry, Pad, go on.
Right, no, go ahead.
No, go on, mate. Carry on. Sorry, mate.
Oh, well, which is it's harder than I thought, but it's very, very enjoyable because it's very policy and administrative based, but it's something I'm very passionate about. So if anybody asks me to have a job, sort of say it's not really a job, it's something I really love. So I wouldn't really call it a job.
Do you feel sort of some of the experiences you've had as well in your career can help you within that role, Paddy?
100%. Big help to me is people in boxing know who I am, they respect me. And I know all the clubs, all the amateur clubs, know all the amateur fighters coming through. So I think I have a head start from everyone else, because like everything the job entails, like I've been around it all my life, so I know what the goings on and what needs to be done.
Now, coming away from boxing, Paddy, you also now run your own podcast called Paddy Cast, which is a great name, mate. And I mean, how and why did that come about for you, and how much you enjoy doing it?
Well, to be honest, so Paddy Cast, as you know, is my podcast. But initially, last year, I decided, you know what, I'm going to set up like a kind of a podcast sort of thing where I interview Irish Olympians with a view of hopefully going to Tokyo as part of the team. But obviously, coronavirus scuppered that. And I remember sitting one night and Carl Frampton said to me, you know what, you should do this podcast now. I'll be the first one. We'll get the ball rolling, and we'll interview. And you go ahead and interview different people, different weeks. I said, no, I'll do it. So I've tagged a few people who I know, like Shane Lowry, John Hartson, Darren Till, Frampton was on, and a few other people, but massive guests. And I think because I'm getting good guests, I think it's sort of way it's solidifying, like, you know what, those caliber names are coming on, maybe I'll come on. And I think during the line as well, I think AP McCoy, I think it's September time, he'll come on as well. So it's pretty big names are coming on.
Oh, wicked, mate. I mean, are there any other podcasts you listen to take tips from? I mean, apart from Southwest Boxing Media, of course. I know you obviously listen to ours a lot, you know.
I'm going to be honest, I've never listened to a podcast in my life. But my wife, she listens to podcasts every single day. But I've never listened to one in life. I've obviously heard of podcasts, but I've probably listened to a few where, like, I've taken part of myself. Like this, I'll probably listen to this every time I like. But nah, I just no podcasts. I think the question has inspired me to take it up. And I thought, you know, there's an opening there for something. Like it's not just about like boxing. It's about sport, but ultimately their sporting journey from when they started to where they ended up, and like obviously their sporting life balance. So obviously, if you're away to camp, like I'm from Ireland, I go to camp in Glasgow. I want to know how it affected their lives and like their family life and all that there. So it's different background that people are interested in.
You mentioned Carl there, and obviously Carl has been doing his TKO podcast for quite some time now. So I suppose he was a good person to speak to about sort of the podcast venture, mate.
Yeah, Carl Kennedy what went on behind the scenes, but obviously the TKO podcast that was through Joe.ie, and they had a massive team behind them, like production team, and probably had a good budget too to pay guests. But I'm Paddy Barnes. I'm sitting in the kitchen. I had a budget of.
It could be Paddy. It could be worse. You could be sat in your car like Ciaran, but there.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
What kind of car is it? Is it a Corsa?
Oh, it's a little Clio, but she runs me around well. She does. Paddy, has there been so far a podcast episode or guest that has been most memorable to you? If so, who and why?
To be honest, I think they've all been great. Like Neil Donner, because he's American, it was hard to like get on his level and like get so much conversation out of him. Like, do
you know what, Paddy? It's quite funny you say that. Sorry to interrupt. We've interviewed quite a lot of Americans in Insta Lives, and I struggle for some reason as well with America. I don't know what it is. I don't want to be anti-American, but I don't know. I just find it difficult as well.
It's their personality, so they wouldn't have the sense of humor we do. Like,
they're very serious, I find them.
they couldn't do that there. You know what I mean? So like, but see, really, because I'm a massive Celtic fan, John Hartson for me, the way he spoke so honestly about his gambling and different stuff about his life, for me, his like interviewing him was very, very good.
I gotta say, Paddy, John was the one I was going to mention there because, as you said, he's got such a powerful story. I mean, obviously the difficulties he had through illness in his life and what he's overcome as well. And I agree with you there, mate. That's the one I think is special.
You think what the man's going through, like cancer, gambling addiction, among other things, and for him to speak so openly and passionate about and helping people along the way, it just shows the kind of character he is. He's what a great fella.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Is there a guest part that, if somebody said to you, right, you can choose anybody, past or present, is there a name that jumps in your head straight away? You think, yes, I want to interview that person?
You know what? Probably, I don't know why it's coming in my head, but The Rock. You know why?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, yeah.
You know why? Because for me, like, obviously I was a big wrestling fan when I was younger.
Yeah.
But The Rock is like such an inspirational fella. Like the way he talks, the way he speaks, he's very inspirational. So I would love to sit and listen to him, talk to him, and see how he got there, where he is, and like just different stuff. I just love to pick his brain.
But Paddy, if you get him on, let me know when, because my missus will enjoy that one.
But you know what? I have already messaged him, and he hasn't read it. So,
mate,
I did it.
He is a busy guy, mate, so I'm sure he will get back at some point.
I'll be extremely disappointed if he doesn't get back to me. Not that he will care.
No, Paddy, whenever we do our podcasts or interviews with people such as yourself from the boxing world, we always get a lot of fan questions or follow-up questions that come in. One that we've got, are you happy to answer a couple of them?
Go ahead, that's what you want.
There's no doubt you want Pat, don't worry.
Yeah, we're all right. Tyrone McKenna hasn't sent any in, mate. Sticks me up.
Do you know what, Ciaran? I'm quite gutted about that because I'm quite close to Tyrone. I speak to Tyrone quite a bit on WhatsApp. I wish I would have sent him a message and asked him.
I'm glad.
Definitely. Maybe next time, Pad. Right, the first one we've got is, who is your favourite current Irish fighter, and who do you also see being the next Irish world champion in the sport?
See, that's a hard one. Well, I have a few. I haven't got a favourite per se, but like the likes of the two Tyrones, all my friends who are boxing in Ireland, they're my favourites. Like, so obviously, Clark Frampton, Mick Conlon, Sean McComb, the Tyrones, Tom McCarthy. A few others are too. Like they're some of my best friends, and I couldn't pick between them.
And Katie Taylor as well. She's doing amazing, isn't she?
Exactly, Kate Taylor. But then you asked another question there about the next world champion.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be McCullen.
Right. So, what makes you think? What do you like about McCullen as a fighter, and you see that he's got the potential for that?
Yeah, definitely. Like those other guys I mentioned, they have a potential as well. But at the forefront will be Conlon because he'll have a chat for everyone else. But like, I've trained all around the world as an amateur. I've trained with loads of professionals too, in all different countries. And Mick Conlon is definitely the most skillful and most adaptive boxer that I've ever trained with. The stuff he does in the gym, like he doesn't even do it in his fights because he has so many different levels. And he's definitely one to watch out for in the future. Like obviously, he's about 11 in the whatever, but the best is definitely come from him.
What about the away from Ireland, Paddy? Would you say is sort of the best sort of prospect, not necessarily from from around the world? Who would you say is somebody we should all be looking out for?
That's a hard one. The best fighter.
Like the best prospect coming through, would you say?
Best prospect, I know. Best prospect.
I mean, you've got like Devin Haney, I suppose. Is he still classed as a prospect?
Nah, a prospect is someone who hasn't got a belt for me.
Yeah, I agree with you
true.
there. Yeah. I think Haney's gone beyond that now, isn't he?
Boatsi,
About
maybe?
the world.
Who?
Boatsi isn't got, is he got the British?
Yeah, he's a title guy. He's a title guy. I think he's like a WBA Intercontinental or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
jeez, it's a hard one.
What about the likes of sort of the one that springs to mind whenever I have this conversation with people is Frank Warren fighter Dennis McCann. Billy Joe Saunders has sort of raved about him, and
Yeah,
I've heard Prince Naz talking about him as well. What's your thoughts on him?
yeah. See, I seen him fight at the Windsor Park card. I actually watched videos in training because I think he's good. I've never seen him fight properly. You will. He is quite young, so they're not gonna be stupid and throw him with someone good. But he's definitely one to go for in the future. No, he seems very, very dedicated. So hope to see him fight for titles maybe in a few years because he is quite young. I wouldn't like to see someone like that being rushed. But definitely, yeah, Dennis McCann would be one to watch. Keep an eye on. Sorry.
Have you heard of Patsy Joyce as well, Paddy, by any chance?
Patty Joyce?
Yeah, he's a young amateur. I think he's only 14, but he's won a ridiculous amount of medals for Ireland already. Have you heard of him?
I don't know. You know what? There's not many Joyces.
There's a few, I suppose, isn't it?
I think he's actually the son of David Anthony Joyce. But the Joyces in Ireland, they are like
the Joneses of Wales.
Amateur boxing icons.
Yeah, definitely. And the next one, Paddy, we've got another. This is an interesting one because I spoke to John O'Carroll on an Insta Live at the start of lockdown, and this is something that he mentioned as well himself. But we've had this from a fan. Would you love to see John O'Carroll versus Carl Frampton have a scrap on Irish soil, and who wins that for you?
I would love it. I'd be a fight I'd love to see. John O'Carroll, southpaw coming forward from relatively the same size. Counter puncher. Be a very, very good fight. But I'm obviously going to go with my friend Carl Frampton. But John O'Carroll's a good friend of mine too. But I'm going to say Frampton.
How big would that be if that fight was to happen?
If that fight would happen, that fight would be a serious fight because Carl Frampton can fight Mickey Mouse and sell out the stadiums. But obviously John O'Carroll has made a name for himself. He's a very, very good fighter. He's improved a lot. He's got a massive following now. So that fight could create serious numbers.
What do you think about the Tyrone McKenna O'Hara Davis fight, Paddy? You looking forward to that one as well?
Yeah, I can't wait for that kind of fight. It's going to be a very tough fight. O'Hara Davis is obviously no pushover. He's a very solid fighter. He relies a lot on power, which he has. So I think if Tyrone boxes the way he boxed, the way he can box, instead of Tyrone McKenna always loses the head sometimes, I feel, and goes head on. But I think that he could box up O'Hara Davies and make him look a bit stupid. So it's a fight that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
What do we think with regards to that fight, gents? How do we think? Obviously, that's going to be one that happens. Do you think when the crowds are back involved, or do you think that's going to be a potential show behind closed doors? What do we think?
I think potential behind closed doors.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like, I know it's for the MTK Golden contract. I'm just thinking, are they going to need sort of fan revenue for that? Because I'm certain, I can imagine O'Hara and Tyrone are going to want a decent purse for the final, aren't they?
Well, their purses are already set in stone, so they know what they're getting ready. But I think, which is a good idea, there's no live sport. Well, football on tomorrow or tonight. Sorry. For boxing things, there's going to be no live events. So I know personally, I never ever pay for pay-per-views, right? But because there's no boxing at the minute, you would definitely pay a tenner to watch a small hole show because there's nothing else on. If you're boxing, you pay it no matter what. So I think it could be already talked about. If you're fighting in a small hole show or indoors somewhere, but it's a massive fight, the fans would pay money just to watch it because there's nothing else on. And obviously, because of the current situation that we're in. It's you would pay for it. Like, so there's money to be made there through streaming.
Yeah, last thing I want to ask you, Paddy, just before we leave you to get on with the rest of your evening, mate. Something we've asked everyone we've spoken to during difficult times we're in. Is there anything you've learned about yourself during lockdown that maybe you didn't know before, mate?
When you say learnt, probably I put on 2.5 stone. So
Same here.
Never take too long a break, because it's so hard getting back into training and around boxing. So for me, after I fought Jay Hart, I took too long a break. So I'm sort of regretting that now. So I'm back out running the roads not there, but I've learned, if anything, to try and keep myself motivated and try and train as much as I can. Just feeling health and well-being.
Great stuff, mate. Well, I just want to say, Paddy, on behalf of myself, Scott, and everyone here at Southwest Boxing Media, thanks for giving us your time today.
Yeah, cheers, Paddy, mate.
And lads, going to say, Diolch to Galan.
What are we saying? But then, is that Welsh again, Pad?
Say it again, Pad.
I've said Diolch.
Oh, Diolch and Val, right? Yeah, Diolch and Val.
Yeah,
Diolch and Val, Paddy. I tell you what, mate.
I'm Welsh.
Top marks.
I'm Welsh. And that's another one. Pub Hoyle.
Spot on. Hoyle Vowr. That's another one, Paddy. Hoyle Vowr.
Oh, mean all the best.
That's right, yeah.
Yes, you got it, mate. You got it. Paddy, showing us up here, mate.
It's been a pleasure. Cheers, mate.
Lads, take it easy.
Yeah, take care, Paddy. Look after yourself. Bye, mate.
Yeah.
Bye.